Just wait a sec.
Okay, there's recording.
Okay.
All right. And then I already have the thing open. Let me just get open
Okay.
instructions. Okay.
I'm sorry that I'm using this blanket, but it's very cold today here. So
I am hot. Like I was cold last night in my bedroom because I came home from work and it's like 20 degrees out. And then I like mistakenly turned up the heat in my bedroom and then I woke up all sweaty and I was like, this is great.
oh my.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I can show my screen. Make sure I have everything kind of open and good to go. Okay. Okay. So, okay, what is health literacy and why is it important? So, health literacy is basically understanding health and why keeping yourself healthy is important and making sure you know what to do if you do become healthy or ways to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah, trying to put that term in my own words, I would say the health literacy is the capability,
Yeah.
or availability that ability, sorry, that a person has to understand health education or to get health education in order to be able to take decisions about their health. That's, I don't know. Does it sound good to you?
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's good. And then something I like to do is I like to keep it open on two screens. So here's the chapters.
Okay.
And we can look at the, pretty sure.
Oh, the 7 components. Yeah.
Yeah, there it all is. We try and zoom out so we can see it all. This is it. Sorry, it's zoom. Okay. Yeah. So there would be like the sender, encoding, message, channel, decoding, receiver, and noise. We just have to watch the video and identify it. I mean, we can go through them too.
Yeah, so the sender is a person or organization that is sending the message, pretty much. That's very easy.
Encoding would be like how the message is sent, whether it's through like a PSA, a brochure, a poster, or like just talking with someone if it's in like on an individual basis.
And also something else that I understood under encoding is the way that you put the message. Like if you're using abbreviations, for example, that some people would understand and others wouldn't, or the language in which you're putting that message, for example, the language.
And how it speaks to your target audience, and you have to remember those kind of things as well. Message.
Well, message is what you want to communicate and to explain to others. Yeah, that would be.
That also depends on your audience and who they are and their background and things like that.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. I thought I got channel and encoding mixed up. So channel would be
channel would be okay.
The brochure and the PSA and how it's handled, and then decoding is kind of how the receiver takes the message. Like if it's like we talked about the R&B blues bands, they would take a message that was meant for them differently than a message that was meant for like teenagers.
Exactly. And decoding depends on the health literacy of the people that are getting the message, also their beliefs, the target population. It has to do with many things that could
could change their perspective on how the message is coming across and everything like that.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. You compliment me very well.
Yes. The receiver is just the target population that's receiving the message. Pretty good. And then noise is anything that can interfere with the message. It could be
distractions, noise, real noise, like in the background.
Yeah, or even like noise in their head, with like we talked about teens vaping, and like a noise that I was kind of thinking of could be like peer pressure that could just turn them away from the message, like for all of it.
They also were talking about noise. For example, the internet, the channels could also have like noise. For example, internet could be low, the internet connection, or the TV could like have static or something like that. The radio also, so yeah. All of that. Feelings could be also noise, I think.
Yeah, like how, like if they're doing the behavior for like them individually, then they might not want to stop it for their own individual reasons.
Yeah.
And then
so I think that's pretty much the 7 components.
Yeah. And then we just need to watch this video. Open it. And then tell me if you can't hear it or anything.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
I think I've actually seen that one, but it's kind of a big one.
Yeah. It is a very good one.
The Cinder, I think it was by I don't remember.
I don't remember, to be honest.
1 Hour Optical. News Channel 6.
Channel 6.
Encoding.
So
I think the way that this PSA was kind of set up would be for both like parents and teenagers that are driving, because then they would get that kind of empathy for their friends, because it showed like the teenager with all of her friends in the car as well as the mom with all of her kids. So I think it channels mainly emotion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like empathy and trying to get like, what if this happened to you and you couldn't stop and talk to the person? Like, you never know who's in the other car, kind of thing.
I don't know, to be honest, if I understood correctly, if encoding here would be the language that it is in English. It also has like non-verbal communication, I would say, because of the faces and the body language they use. You can see in their faces like how the mother is concerned, and also the teenager is like, I didn't mean to hurt you, like all the faces and the way they moved. I don't know if that would be encoding as well, but I think they did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, and I think like with the emotion side of it, that also goes along with like the facial expressions and like the teenager being like, I won't even have time to look up. I'm sorry, it's just gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like there's no way to prevent it, which also gets hard.
Yeah. Yeah, the message is a very easy one, like don't text while driving. I would say that that's the message they want to communicate.
And then the channel would be like a PSA or a video that's sent out by like Channel 6 News. It's probably like a PSA that they play on the TV.
Yeah, PSA video, I would say, because for the 3 options that we have, they were video, billboard, or the printed one, and the radio. So this would be the video,
Yeah. So decoding.
I think decoding would depend on the target population. As you said, this one is meant to be for parents as well as for teenagers. But I think that if I show this video to my daughter, who's 13 years old, she will decode it like differently as me, because I'm already a mom and I could relate more with the mom and the concern she had that their kids were gonna die. I don't know if that makes sense. Like maybe you decoded it differently from me because you're not a mom yet. I don't know. Maybe you were,
And I think also I would decode it like, even though we're both younger, you said your daughter's like 13, right? 12 or 13. So she can't drive yet and I can drive. So we would even see it differently. Like she would say, oh, that's not related to me. I don't really need to care. But with me, then I have to kind of put myself in the shoes of the teenager, even though I'm technically not a teenager. I'm just kidding. But I could still, like, one of my big things is texting and driving. Like I don't do it, try not to, because you never know who's in the car one lane over or in the opposite lane. Like I always see the baby on board, like stickers on the back of cars, and I'm just like, oof. Yeah. But that helps people.
There's a lot of responsibility. And you're right. My daughter wouldn't, maybe she would relate with me and being in the car with me.
Yeah.
She would tell people, please don't text and drive because you could kill me. Instead of right now, I could kill someone because I don't drive yet. So yeah, you're right about that. And hopefully this would be a prevention, like decoding as a prevention method, so that she learns why she doesn't have to do that when she grows up.
Yeah. I try not to text and drive. I will say that more often than texting and driving, because I don't really do that, I will change the music and drive. Like I'll scroll through music, which is also not good. You shouldn't be on your phone, but I try not to do that because I try and use like my actual radio and just skip through songs. But anyways.
You know what? That's very interesting because when I drive and my daughter is with me, so I didn't let her to be in the front seat with me until she turned, until she was my tall. Okay, so right now she's almost my tall. I don't know if that's correctly. Do you say it like that?
Like my height.
My height, thank you.
Yeah.
So she's already almost my height, so I'm letting her to use the front seat. But before that, she was in the back seat and she always told me, Mom, can you put this song for me, please? And I was like, okay, wait a sec, because I'm driving. So wait until I'm capable of doing that. And she sometimes she got mad at me because she thought that I was just not wanting to put the music that she wanted to hear, listen to. But I think maybe this video could help her to understand the reason why I do that.
Yeah.
So thank you. And now that I'm not driving, now that I'm not driving here, because right now I'm here and not in my country, and I'm just so scared about driving in the highways. We don't have highways in our country, so I'm just scared. I can see a lot of people like texting and driving, and I cannot understand that, because you're driving so fast in the highways. So that's very irresponsible, because you could kill someone.
Yeah, when, like, I'll be honest, my dad is really bad about texting and driving, or he'll like check his emails while he's driving, like for no reason. And
No way.
I will literally like take his phone because he just, I swear he's gotten into like a fender bender because of it, and he has to like pay insurance on that and like file a claim. But I don't know. Hopefully he's gotten better, because I haven't driven with him in a while, but he used to just text and drive all the time, or like scroll through Facebook. Like I don't understand how you can multitask that much. But like on long road trips, we never want dad to drive because he's just,
Wow, that's very interesting, because I would thought that that was a problem just for teenagers and young adults.
no, like
So,
you'll see everyone, like if you're driving and like you try and like switch lanes or something, and then like people will literally have their phone in their hands. Like say I cut someone off, like I've done it before where like I'll kind of like swerve into another lane because I need to like get over, and the guy will like hold up his hands like, hey, what are you doing? But like the phone is in his hand, and I'm like, you should have been paying attention. I'm obviously switching lanes. I had my blinker on, but because you were on your phone, you didn't know. So it's not my fault. You're mad.
oh, wow.
No, people are crazy.
Okay, interesting.
Um,
So in this case, the receiver could be anyone then, not just the teenagers.
yeah.
And noise, well, maybe if you have a very slow internet connection, you couldn't be able to watch the video, and you would lose the feeling that it
I
communicates.
think
If you
also, oh, go ahead.
no, it's okay.
Oh, like we talked to my dad about it, and he gets like really defensive. So I think one of the noises, at least for my dad, when he's like texting and driving or whatever, he's like, I've been driving longer than you've been alive. Like I know what I'm doing. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, no one knows what they're doing while driving. You always have to pay attention and change lanes or watch the speed limit and things like that. Like there's so much to pay attention to.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, that could be a kind of noise in your head, is that you have this confidence in yourself that you can multitask so well, but then you get into a car accident, and then it's just like, well, where'd that confidence go? Because now you've hit another person and you have to pay all this money, or you have to live with the guilt of like killing someone maybe, or injuring them. And I think
Not only the guilt, the consequences as well. You could go to jail for that, right?
yes, definitely. Like especially if you were texting and driving, then it would just be like vehicular manslaughter, I think, which is like where you're driving distracted and you like get into an accident and kill somebody. Like it was your fault. You didn't mean to kill them, but you still did because you're doing reckless driving.
Mhm.
Oh,
I was going to say something, but I don't remember right now. If it comes to my mind again, I will tell you.
okay. I think another thing would be if you're watching like TV and this like PSA comes on, but you're doing a million other things, like say you're cooking and watching TV, and then if a commercial comes on, most likely you're not paying attention wholeheartedly to the commercials or the PSAs. So I think that's distraction if you're doing other things.
I remember what I was going to say. Thank you. About multitasking.
Yeah.
I'm taking another class in which we're talking about that, and it is not possible to multitask. That's something that doesn't exist in reality.
Yeah.
So it was super interesting for me because I thought that I was a multitasker.
Yeah.
That I could do a lot of things at the same time. Or was it in this class? I don't remember. But we had to like count the number of persons entering and going out Walmart.
Yes.
So it was amazing for me to realize that no one can multitask that well. Like in fractions of a second, things can happen.
Mhm.
So yeah, the noise would be entitlement too, or as we were talking in other meetings, like denying or not believing that I'm at risk for that. Everyone can be at risk for that except me, because I'm
young, I've driven long enough, and I'm confident and stuff like that.
I'm smart, I have good reflexes or fast reflexes, whatever.
That won't help if you get into a car accident. And yeah, can't really say that to a judge and jury is, well, I was confident in my multitasking ability or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But hopefully he's gotten better at it. Application assignment for the week.
We have to look for 3, the video one, the radio one, and a banner, a printed one. And we have to discuss the 7 components of this model. That's what we have to do. So right now we don't have to like write it down. We just have to review and brainstorm. Yeah.
Okay, so we could just search up like a topic, and then I could send
you. There's a site. If you go to the assignment, if you go to the next to the next assignment, and you click on Ad Council's website, there.
Oh, examples.
Explore our campaigns. There. And then we have plenty of examples there, so you can choose one.
Okay. And then we just have to identify the 7.
Yeah, we have to identify one that's a video, another one that's a printed one, and another one that's a radio one. Like I began to do that, and I found what was the one that I was trying to. Oh, the suicide thing, I think.
The suicide thing. I might do like, I don't know. I love like public health things, so I might do like health and wellness, maybe like autism.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. You can click on other things or other examples.
Does it all have, do you know if it has to be the same topic, or can it be like different topics for each one?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything about it. I think it might be different for everyone, because it says it is individual.
Okay.
But we can go ahead with that one, the autism one. So you can see.
Oh, let me see. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, you're good.
So there's like videos, and then radio.
The radio and the print or banner. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to, we can go ahead and you can pick one, and we can talk about it, like brainstorm about it.
It's a Sesame Street one. This one.
That would be the printed one.
Yeah. This one's cute.
Yeah.
It appeals to like maybe young parents who have it, because I know like autism can start at like a really young age.
Exactly. So the sender would be Autism Speaks.
Yeah, and Sesame Street
autism
working together.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The encoding would be
colorful print, a banner, poster.
That would be the channel, I think.
I keep getting those two mixed up.
It's okay. Encoding would be, I don't know, English and like the image.
I think it's very like bold, and the more you understand her world, the more possibilities you'll see. So you have to understand those with autism, because I mean, if you know like Sesame Street, this is the character in the show that has autism. So she,
I didn't know.
Yeah, she's like representing kind of like autistic kids. Like she's got autism, and like everyone still plays with her, and she's a little quirky, but she's still like normal and everything.
What is quirky?
Quirky is like a little bit weird or a little bit special. Like she does things differently, but everyone kind of learns to adapt with her and play with her and things like that.
So see something very interesting right now. You knew that this character is a character with autism in the what?
Sesame Street,
In the
the TV
In the
show.
Sesame Street TV show? I didn't know about that. So I didn't decode that symbol or that
Mhm.
message because I didn't know, but you had the background and that knowledge that helped you to understand even more this printed material. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now that you're explaining this to me, it makes sense that they encoded a lot of things by putting her character here in this printed material. Because if you watch the TV show, then you're gonna all what happens with her would come to your mind. Does that make sense? Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that helps that I have like a nephew, and like I have like I think this is just centered for like young parents with kids who watch Sesame Street, so they'll get the reference and they'll understand it, because it's more about screening for autism, like autism awareness, and getting your kids screened so you can know like if they have autism or not. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. The message is so you should get even young kids like 18 months 18 months old should be screened for autism, because it could happen. And
for me also the message would be that you have to be open-minded and don't think about children with autism as if they are like retarded or things like that, because a lot of people think that about them, and on the contrary, they're super smart.
Yeah.
They have like these setbacks to socialize and to express themselves. So yeah, for me, it's be open-minded and try to understand their world so that you can interact with them better. That's the message for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a channel would just be the banner that posted. I think it's nice that it's all colorful and like happy.
Yeah.
Like that it's not like, oh, if your child has autism, it's like basically like doomsday or it's the end of the world, or this is like happy and colorful, and it's like autism isn't a bad thing. Like just your child's a little different and you can learn to understand them and things like that, which I really like.
Love what you're saying, because you're right. That's a good appreciation that I didn't see before, but it is giving a positive message about having autism and having to deal with it. Like, as you said, it is not a bad thing. It could be a great thing if you learn how to deal with it. Even a happy thing. Yeah, thank you so much for that insight. I loved it.
Yeah, and like I like how it has like a lot of creative things like music and like little paint and books and things, just like different little kid things. That is cool.
And being in nature.
Yeah. And then decoding, I think it's
we were decoding right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sorry that I
yeah. No, I was just gonna say for decoding, I think it's kind of in the same way that autism isn't bad. We can look at it with a bright light and it's colorful and creative. You just have to understand it and learn from it, which I like.
Yeah, I agree with that. And well, the receiver, as you said, it could be targeted for young parents, but also as a healthcare provider, I think I could be a receiver as well, even though because I'm someone in a position that could teach or give health education about autism.
Yeah.
So pretty much I think that the receiver could be anyone that works with children as well, like teachers or people in the church that work in the primaries. Yeah, a lot of people could be there. They a lot of people
think-
could be a receiver.
I think even young kids, like I'm not talking like they have to be old enough to read, but I think as like, at least for an American, Sesame Street is huge. And like, even though I haven't seen Sesame Street in forever on my own volition, like I've seen it because of my nephew, but I know like everyone has watched Sesame Street and knows, I'm not sure of her name, but I know she has autism in the show. So I think even as like older kids or teenagers can see this and be like, oh, well, maybe I had the wrong idea about autism. Maybe we just need to understand and be more compassionate and kind of work towards making a relationship with those who are different than us, which I think is a beautiful message.
Yeah, I love your insight. Again, Corey, thank you so much, because I didn't think about children. And
Yeah.
you're right, this campaign could also prevent bullying in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, even kids could be receivers as well.
Yeah. I think for noise, I know at least for me that when I see posters on like a wall, especially at like the university or something, sometimes I just walk past them. I don't really look at them. I don't stop and be like, let me look at this public health poster kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or
Just a question. Would you put more attention to a screen, like showing the video instead of the poster?
I think it would depend on how big the poster was. Like if this was like a banner, say in like Times Square, like off a pole or something, like here's a pole and then the banner was like next to it and it was like huge. Of course people would pay attention to it because it's colorful, it's fun, and it's like, it gives you the message like right away. It's not like complicated to read. But I think if it was just like posted on a wall somewhere, people would just walk past it. I think it could be fun for like a screen, like I wouldn't say like an ad, but maybe like a pop-up ad, like it'll pop out like if you're on like the Sesame Street website or something like that, that could be advertised there, which I think could be interesting.
I was thinking more about, sorry that I asked this question, but for me, it was interesting to know your answer. Because I didn't think about it before, but you're right. I pay more attention to things that are in movement. So, for example, if I'm at the bank, like on a line waiting for my turn to come,
Yeah,
and there's just a poster there, I would gaze over it, and depending on the colors and everything, maybe I would take the time to read it. But if you're on the line waiting for your turn at the bank and you have like a TV there with advertisements and this comes out, I would totally pay attention to it, to every second.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but because it has movements, or it is more as if you were interacting. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more interactive, I think. And like, I think it captures your attention more, but I think like printed PSAs and banners like this are still important because you can still place them in places you can't place like a screen. So like on a classroom wall, this would be really cool. Cause like I remember being in school and the teacher would have posters on the wall and I would get bored in class or something and I would just read the little posters that they have about like the Declaration of Independence or like the 13th Amendments or something. And I remember looking around the room and just reading those posters because I was just bored in class. And I think that would be like a cool, like this could be like a classroom poster, which I think would be really nice because that way the kids can read it. And also if there's like an autistic kid in the class, then they can feel included and things like that. But I definitely feel like videos are more engaging and interactive.
Or do you think do you know what as well? Maybe if instead printing it on a banner, on a huge banner, you would print like
flyers.
Yeah, flyers, exactly. I think that would have a better impact, because you could like keep it and
Yeah.
have the time in the future to read it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like maybe you're just passing by and the poster is there and you have like, maybe you're receiving a call or something, so you won't pay attention to it. But if someone gives you a flyer and you keep it, then when you get to the car or something, or to your house, you will like read it.
Yeah. I think the big thing with like flyers versus like banners like these is like flyers should have more information. That way someone can just read through it. But also I think a simple one would be nice too. Like this could be handed out as a flyer. But that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Let's see if there's anything else.
I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and stop recording.